I was looking at the Houston Texans defense the other night, and oh my goodness, this Texans defense is going to make a lot of offenses crash out on the sidelines this year. This could be the reincarnation of the Legion of Boom. Y'all remember the Legion of Boom with Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Cam Bam, Chancellor? That's how this Texans defense looks like to me coming into this year. With the addition of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, this is the best secondary that the NFL has had in years. You got Derek Stingley, right now the best cornerback in the league, coming off of All-Pro season. Kamari Lassiter had a really good rookie campaign. You got Kalen Bullock as well. But you also get a fully healthy Jalen Petrie. That's what has me so amped up about the addition of C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the Texans defense. With Jalen Petrie now fully healthy, the opportunities are limitless for how good Petrie's going to be in the new role that they put him in, going back to the position that he played in college at Baylor, that star slot position, which really showcases all of his great skill sets. You know, he has really good instincts. He just has a knack for getting to the football, good tackler. He's a ball hog. This is the most underrated defensive player in the league. To me, Jalen Petrie is a top 5 safety in the game right now. And am I a little bit biased? A little bit. Because Jalen Petrie, I was extremely high on him when he was coming out of Baylor. He was one of my favorite players coming out of that draft class. I've always believed that he'll turn into a star. Let's not forget, not only is the secondary loaded, but they're pretty good at linebacker, and they're really good at getting after the quarterback. Will Anderson, he missed 3 games last year and still had 11 sacks. Imagine if he would have played all 17. He probably ends up having 15, maybe 16 sacks. You could see Will Anderson win Defensive Player of the Year this season going into his 3rd year in the league. And then you still got Danielle Hunter. This is his 3rd straight season with 10-plus sacks or more. The guy only seems to be getting better with age. This Texans defense is going to be the best in the league this season. Last year, they already had a top 3, top 5 defense. They were good against the pass. They had a really good red zone defense as well. The run defense was pretty good, but it's going to be a lot better with what they bring in from free agency. This is a defense that has so many different ways to make life difficult on opposing offenses this year. You're going to have a hard time running the ball against them with how stout they have become up front. And are you really going to try to test this secondary? Not only do you have a lot of great starters, but you have really capable depth. Like, if a guy like Jalen Petrie, Kalen Bullock gets injured, you can just replace him with Jimmy Ward, who, although he's starting to regress a little bit, I think he's an incredible have to still remain on your roster as a backup option. This is also a defensive unit that they can force a lot of turnovers. So they can beat you a multitude of different ways. They can make life difficult trying to throw the ball with their suffocating secondary. They got a extremely good pass rush. They just have multiple different ways to make it hard to move the football downfield if you are opposing offense. And this defense, from a talent standpoint, I haven't seen a secondary this loaded since the Seahawks had the Legion of Boom. And I'm not trying to be hyperbolic or overly ambiguous when I say that, but just look at the sheer talent on paper that's on this defense. There's not a single defense in the league that has the kind of core group of players that the Texans do on this defense, from a standpoint that they're good or even elite on all 3 phases. I'm very excited to see what the Texans defense looks like this year. They already had an elite unit last year with the addition of Gardner-Johnson and a healthy Jalen Petrie coming back, and with what they are probably going to add via the draft. With a defense this good, you would think if the offensive line can improve, the Texans have a great shot at being able to make a run at the Super Bowl. There still is a large group of folks out there that believe defense wins championships. It looks like the Houston Texans got a championship caliber defense on their hands going into this year.